How do you fall in love with yourself? I want to share with you something that I wish I knew many years ago. And it's a tip around self-love. I know that we all hear that we should fall in love with ourselves, that self-love is important. I think that's a pretty common message now. A lot of people misunderstand self-love, and they think that self-love is all about having a relationship with yourself where you think that you are, grandiose and you're better than everyone else, and that's definitely not what self-love is. Self-love actually has a lot to do with how you relate to other people. And how we relate to others is actually a really great window into if we are loving ourselves or not. Now, first of all, when we talk about self-love, it's not a switch. It's not like, okay, as soon as I hear the words that I should love myself, that I'm just going to go do that, and right, now I love myself, and so that one's done and move on to the next. That's not what it's like. It's a practice. It's something that we can bring into our day every day. It's something that I choose to bring into my day, and I choose to practice this because it feels great, because the relationships that I get to have with myself and others are improved as a result of these practices. So I want to share with you what these practices are. So the first thing is, become aware of your judgment of other people. This is a great window into how we're starting to relate to ourselves. There's this guy named Carl Jung. He's one of the grandfathers of psychology, and over 100 years ago, he said that the way that we see the world is not really the way that we see the world, but the way that we see others is actually the way that we see ourselves. So if I'm judging you, I'm actually judging me. If I'm getting really negative on the world, and if I'm pointing out what's wrong in everyone else, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start noticing everything that's wrong with me. So one of the beautiful practices that we can bring into our life to deepen our relationship with our own self-acceptance and our own self-love is forgiveness. Now, I used to think forgiveness was only something that we would use when someone had done wrong by us. So say, for example, someone took my car for a drive, they crashed it. I could say, okay, well, am I going to forgive them or am I going to hold on to that? And if I forgive them, I'm going to let that go. Although forgiveness is much more useful than just forgiving someone for when they've done you wrong. Forgiveness is the opposite of acceptance. When we are not forgiving of ourselves or someone else, what we're actually doing is we are withholding love from them. And whenever we withhold love from someone else, we withhold love from ourselves. So if I'm withholding love from you, I'm the one who loses out. I'm the one who's now not open to receiving my own love. And so forgiveness is a practice of choosing not to withhold love from the people in our life. And so I'll give you a frame to think about that kind of helps out with this. Is your heart open to this person, or is your heart closed to this person? When I first learnt this, I thought, you know what, I've got some work to do. I've got to write down a list of all the people that I'm holding resentments onto and I'm holding grudges onto. And I became very aware of this weight that I was carrying around, because I was thinking that person didn't listen to me, and this person talked over me, and this person was a crazy teacher in my past, and my dad wasn't there, and my mom wasn't there, and my last girlfriend, and my workplace, and I had all these judgments going on of how other people could be doing a better job, but they weren't doing a better job, and I was holding on to this story of how everyone had let me down and how everyone wasn't doing the job that they were supposed to do. And then, as a result of that, I realized, well, as a result of me withholding love from them, I'm the one who's walking around with these massive burdens, withholding love from myself. And so when I realized this, I thought, okay, it's time to let that stuff go. How do I let that go? I'm going to start the process of forgiveness. And sometimes it can literally be as simple as saying, I forgive this person and I let this go. I forgive this person and I let this go. And I forgive this person and I let this go. And I practice this daily. I just pay attention to what does it feel like when my heart's open. I'll share with you. So when my heart's open, I feel warm. I feel more connected to other people. I feel like things are just easier. I don't get overly worried about things. And when my heart is closed, I judge everyone, right? I judge other people. I I point out what's wrong. I notice what's wrong so easily. I think the unforgiving mind is always just noticing how things could be better. It's a total judgment frame. And whilst the loving mind, which is when we have an open heart, sees the greatness in people, sees the potential in others. And when we see the potential in others, we see the potential in ourselves as well. So this is a practice. Now, if this is the first time you've heard this, it might sound like it's a bit of a challenge, and that's okay. Maybe the first time you start to forgive, it's going to be a little bit hard. And if you have already been doing this, you know the great benefits of being able to live with our hearts open, to be able to develop more acceptance of the world around us and therefore have more acceptance of ourselves, and then deepen our relationship for allowing love into our lives. If this has resonated with you in any way, shape or form, I'd love for you to go ahead and click the link below. You'll head over to another page where I would love to tell you about a live global broadcast we're running. It's called How to Become a Relationship Coach. And it's all about how we can take these ideas that we've been speaking about and apply them to ourselves, and more importantly, use them as tools to apply to other people's lives to help them deepen their relationship with themselves as well. Go ahead and click the link, and I hope to see you on the other side.